Okay, now we know how to set our intention in our circle and clear our space as well as consecrate our tools. So first thing I'm going to do is I've already got my whole setup done. I've got my crystals out. I'm going to light my sage. Okay, smoke's going. I'm going to consecrate all my tools. So we're going to cleanse again. Mortar and pestle. I'm going to cleanse my tablespoon because that's what we're going to be using for this spell. This one's to make money powder. Okay, so we're going to do all of our herbs. Every herb that we're going to put in there. Okay, you're going to need chamomile. You're going to need parsley. Cinnamon. Cloves. I use ground because cloves are really hard to grind in videos. If I do it on my own, I use whole, but mint. Don't ask. Okay, and then my glass container. So what I'm going to put the powder in to keep to use when I'm ready for my intention. So I'm going to fill my jar with smoke until I'm ready for it. I'm going to let it just sit there while I'm building intention. The whole time that I'm doing this, I'm thinking about the properties of every herb that I'm using for this spell. So we're obviously trying to bring prosperity with this one. The best time to do a money spell is either on a Thursday or a waxing moon. Whenever you create your portable altar, or you're sitting at your altar at home, you want to make sure you've got all your stuff ready before you start to build the intention. You're going to continue to think about, in this case, prosperity, attracting instead of chasing. Okay. And while we're adding the ingredients, you're going to think about how money can grow for you, how money flows to you. So you're going to take a tablespoon of dried chamomile and put it into your mortar and pestle. And I'm going to grind each herb on its own as I'm adding to it. So when I'm grinding, I want to grind clockwise because I want it to come towards me. This is, I want to bring in, not take out. I have a lot of things that I want to create and bring to help a lot of people. So I'm making this almost to put a jar in my office so that we can bring more free resources for people and just help more marginalized people that don't have a lot of resources or be able to get certain information. We just want to have it available. Kind of like a little community hub. So my chamomile is now powder. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a tablespoon of parsley. We're going to grind that clockwise and we're going to think of the intention. Parsley is extremely green. A lot of the herbs that we're using are green or very earthy. So we're going to ground that energy into ourselves also, that we are abundant in and flow. And it's going to start to look like Italian seasoning. Okay. The third one we're going to add is a tablespoon of cinnamon. You can use bark if you want. I'm using ground. Again, I'm making a video and cinnamon bark is so loud. Cinnamon, also extremely prosperous. We blow it in our front doors on the 1st of the month. When you blow it into your front door from your right hand, your receiving hand, the leftovers you have, you rub in your hand and you kind of rub on your body and you envision prosperity like flowing all around you. So some days when I feel even just like my energy is stuck or stagnant, I will sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon in my hand and I will run it through my hair. and I will just envision kind of like a halo around me. But it's always cinnamon that I do it with. So we're going to mix in the cinnamon. You might have done this when I did the live. I'm way more comfortable with myself and how I express information now. So I find now it's time to do the videos. It's easier. But this also you can save and not have to worry about that piece of paper that I was giving out. I will be having these spell kits available at Blessings. It'll come with a printout of what it is in the packet for each one of the herbs if you don't want to have things at home. Or if you find a spell where you're like, oh, that one's going to take stuff I don't have and I don't really want to spend the money on it, you'll be able to buy it really reasonable at Blessings now. Something new we're bringing this year. So a tablespoon of cloves. Again, clockwise. And you're thinking about the money flowing to you and how it grows for you. You're attracting, not chasing. It starts to smell so good. Okay. After the cloves, we're going to do a tablespoon of allspice. Just one of my leftover jars. Allspice also is just like fall. I want to hibernate. I want to turn inward. I want to reflect. It's good for planting seeds for new growth. Okay, and then the last one we're going to add for this one is a tablespoon of mint. Check thrift stores for your jars. Goodwill always has good glass on sale. Not that that's the only option, but they're awesome. Okay. After you get all of your powder in there and you're mixed up, mine's really powdery now, so I'm just going to take the tablespoon, since that's what I was using, and stir it up just to make sure I got everything mixed, still clockwise, and I'm still going to be thinking about growing and the abundance flowing to me. Money flows. Okay. You're going to take your jar that's already cleansed. You're going to fill it with your money powder. Now you have it, and you probably want to know what to do with it. A few of my favorite things are, I have my jar. I get those small little tiny glass jars, and I'll put it in one of the little ones, and I'll put it up on the shelf in my business. Or I'll rub it on money when I'm going to put it back out for something, like especially if I'm going to donate it to something. I want it to grow for that cause, so I'll rub it on the money before I donate to wherever. Or if I'm just like going to make a big purchase, or I just kind of want to throw some magic out in a day. Magic is a really good way for me to feel connected to myself. Working with spirit is very important to me. So I think it's kind of fascinating what people choose to use things for. But again, this one is just a really simple, easy money powder. You could do this in 5 minutes, probably less if you had all your ingredients ready to use. And again, it's a Thursday or a waxing moon spell, and you want to just make sure that you're holding your intention the whole time that you're making whatever spell work you're doing. Whatever your intention is definitely going to be imbued in it. It's why people give you things and you feel a certain way almost immediately. You can start to pick up like intention with things. It's why when you're sick and someone makes you soup, you feel better. It's literally, it's made with love. So we start to feel that intention the more that you work with stuff like this. Like always, if anybody has any questions or comments or concerns, or if there's anything topic you want touched on, please let me know, or anyone else in the group. This is not just for me to be sharing. So let's talk about it.